First of all, this is a lecture that is being put on by the Unarius Educational Foundation. We are in booth 441 on the main floor, I guess it is. And what is Unarius? Unarius is a spiritual school. What we teach is that each and every one of us are energy beings, that we're spiritual beings, and that what we do every day with our thoughts and our consciousness and our lives makes up our future, and what we have done in many previous lifetimes make up today. So what we are doing every day of our lives is we're taking the energies and the experiences from our past lives, we're mixing them in the present, and we're creating a future. So we're either creating a positive future and constructive future for ourselves every moment of every day, or we're generating stuff that we're going to have to eventually work out. We call it workout, or change the bias of the future lives. So the next question everybody always asks is, what the heck does that have to do with Nikola Tesla? And why do you guys show this demonstration, and what's going on with this Tesla coil? Unarius has championed Nikola Tesla and his work since its inception in 1954. The founders, co-founders of Unarius, Ernest L. and Ruthie Norman, recognized and knew that Tesla was a cosmic visionary. He was somebody that was not just a physical person. This was a very advanced soul who came to our world to help move humanity forward. And the fact of the matter is, he had over 700 patents, and we haven't even begun to tap what Tesla brought to this world. How many people have heard of Tesla? How many people have not heard of Tesla? Okay, that's good. That's fine. That's why you're here. This is actually a wonderful place to have a Tesla lecture. He died here. That's right. A few floors up. He actually lived the last 10 years of his life here at the New Yorker. And Tesla was the man that essentially created our industrial age and electronic age. He is the reason why when you turn on a light switch, the lights go on. He is the reason why we have television. He's the reason we have radar. He's the reason why we have robotics. He's the reason why we have, you name it. It just goes on and on and on and on. And at the turn of the century, he was the one that, as we said, developed alternating current, but he also said that this was a terribly inefficient way of conducting electrical power through wires, through lines. He recognized that instead of using that secondary source of conducting electricity, which was that power line, that it would be much more intelligent and efficient to turn the whole globe into a reservoir of energy, electrical power, that you could tap into and draw that energy from any point on the globe for free.
As Kevin was talking about, Nikola Tesla was an advanced cosmic visionary, and these devices or inventions flowed through his mind. Now, when you work out your past life negativity, as Kevin was talking about, you become connected to your higher self. And Nikola Tesla had a developed higher self, incredible higher self. So did Einstein. Einstein was also a cosmic visionary, as was Jesus, as was Buddha. But we're going to talk more about our future energy needs. How many here think we have enough energy for our globe for the rest of the next 20 years? Well, actually we don't. We're running very close to the edge of lack of energy. And furthermore, the more dependence we become upon oil and gas and those products, the more we do what? We pollute our atmosphere. So now we have to find ways to have the automobiles not pollute so much, so we come up with ways to constrain their efficiency, their catalytic converter. So every car has to have one. So Nikola Tesla was able to look down the road after having invented radio and alternating current. He was able to look down the road and see man's future needs. And he saw how further dependence upon oil and gas would further pollute our world. And it has polluted it. And he wanted a way to create free energy without any limitation, without any pollution. And he came up with a way of doing that, and he uses high frequency. So Nikola Tesla introduced the era of high frequency. And we just barely tapped it, as Kevin said. So what we're going to do is demonstrate a principle. Ultimately, we will have a future technology based on Tesla physics. meaning high-frequency electronics. And this will be in tune with the way infinite intelligence works. And this is the genius of Nikola Tesla. Intuitively, he was working along these lines of how infinity works, or God works, or how the universe works. He was working in tune with the universe. In fact, his inventions were made and designed to work in tune with Mother Nature, and with the universe, so that they would not pollute and they would not do any destruction whatsoever. So we have a Tesla coil here, which we're demonstrating a basic principle of frequency, that when you step up the frequency from a low level to a high level, it gets to be projected or transmitted. And this is the idea he had behind his global vision for providing planet Earth with free energy. Well, in Unarius, we have transmissions, mental transmissions from Nikola Tesla to further his development and to identify that the inventions that he actually brought about are to be uncovered and utilized by future physicists, future scientists, future visionaries. And Kevin said, or if you look in the encyclopedia, you'll find that his inventions were 700 in number. No, unconventionally, they're 1,200, many of which, like I said, has been designed for the future. So in his Tesla coil, which is the forerunner of the RF coil, you can take this low frequency and step it up. The low frequency is just the household current, alternating current, and it's going to be stepped up by this secondary coil to a high frequency into the radio frequency range.
Can you raise that so we can all see it?
The one on the bottom is the primary coil. Okay, the one that's got the smaller windings, the taller one, is called the secondary. Now, the bottom one, the primary, is hooked up to the wall socket. The secondary, or the bigger coil, there's no wire running from one to the other. But what it amounts to is the secondary is inducting electricity from the primary. Okay, it's the same thing that you see in those big, all right, I want to call them condensers, not condensers. The big transformers on the power lines. That's what that's doing. That's taking that high voltage energy from your generating station, and it's stepping it down so that when you plug your stuff into your socket, it doesn't blow it up. So it has to step it down. They have to produce all this power to get it from the power plant to the city, and then from the city to your place of residence. But to do that, to make it safe for you, they then have to step it back down. Okay? Well, we're doing this in reverse. We're taking that wall socket energy, we're stepping it up through these coils, and then we're going to give that demonstration.
A lot of people may know this as 0-point energy. 0 point means that there is a vacuum, and Unarius states there is no such thing as a vacuum. Everything is energy in some state of vibration, correct? Yes. Now look at the next dimension above this, called the fourth dimension. It's vibrating at a higher frequency, and the one above that is the fifth dimension. So all that energy is being stepped down to our level in the third dimension, like the sun is doing. And all we need to do, is, like the radio, is tune into that frequency that's pouring into this dimension all the time. And this is what our future scientists will learn to tap into.